Hi, welcome to Chalkboard Yoga Studies. My name is Jacob Kyle, and I thought today that we would go over the word, which is going to be essentially what all of the Chalkboard Yoga Studies will be about, which is the word yoga. The word yoga comes from the root word yuj, and as you can see here right on the board, that word translates as to bind or to join, to yoke together. Some of the translations of the word yoga are union. And the word yuj that the word yoga comes from has multiple purposes or multiple usages in the Sanskrit language. I believe there's over 150 different usages of the word yuj found in Sanskrit. And so the word yuj or the word yoga certainly isn't historically monopolized by the spiritual physical practice that we've come to associate the word with. So I just thought I would mention that as sort of a point of interest about the history of this word. But of course, our understanding of the word is related to the spiritual practice, and that's really what our focus will be on. So in the West, our understanding of yoga really is as a process of binding, of yoking body and mind. At least that's in the standard yoga class, that's sort of the message that will come across, is that we need to integrate, we need to bring together mind and body in a way so that we can have a more holistic experience of our lives. However, this translation or this understanding of what yoga isn't even necessarily evidenced. It can be found evident in certain texts, but it's really more of a tantric idea, the idea of bringing body and mind together. Whereas the Yoga Sutras of Patanjali, which has come down as sort of the seminal text of the yoga tradition, in that text, yoga actually should be more understood as a process of unyoking. Unyoking Purusha, which is the word for pure awareness, from Prakriti, which is the word for matter. So in the Yoga Sutras, we actually find a dualism between consciousness and the material world. And the practice of yoga is a practice of yoking our attention to an object of concentration so that we can reside more fully in that state of pure awareness, which is Purusha, and become less entrenched in the flux of the material world that is considered to be Prakriti. So a little bit of a difference between the way that we practice yoga as an integration of body and mind and the way that, at least historically in the Yoga Sutras, the practice of yoga was to be understood. And next session of Chalkboard Yoga Studies, we're going to talk about asana, which is really the physical practice of yoga that we focus on almost predominantly in the States. And as well, we'll cover a little bit, or in the third session, we'll cover a lot more of what the 8 limbs of yoga really are. Because asana, as we'll see, is actually just one of 8 limbs of yoga, according to Patanjali's Yoga Sutras. So I hope you'll join us next time on Chalkboard Yoga Studies. Again, my name is Jacob Kyle. If you're interested in hearing more about our offerings, the offerings of 5 tattvas, you can go to 5tattvas.com, that's fivetattvas.com, and sign up for our monthly subscription service called Rasa, that's R-A-S-A. So again, I hope you'll join us next time. Thanks for joining us.
Om Shanti, Shanti, Shanti.